Peace, y'all. Really quickly, I got a very, very interesting email from a client, well, from a potential client who basically, the client wrote me and said that they tried to work with the energy Oshun. They tried to work with the Orisha Oshun in the pantheon of Regla de Ocha, Ifa. Many of you guys know Oshun. Many of you guys have heard of the energy of the spirit of Oshun. I don't even have to go necessarily into who Oshun is, what her path and what her spirit represents. But the email that I got from the client, which I'm going to probably post somewhere in the video, was very interesting to me because they basically asked me about, they wanted to return a lover to them. They wanted to return a love that basically left them. They wanted to return a love to them, and they petitioned Oshun, and basically Oshun didn't necessarily work for them. They got the lover back, but the lover left their life just as fast, okay? And this is something that we see often in people working with the Orishas, people who decide to work with the Orishas. People will work with the Orishas without going in, without doing any type of readings, without getting any type of readings from people who are in this path, from people who are in this faith. People will go into working with the Orishas because they had a dream, or they listened to a YouTube video, or etc., etc., etc. And there is nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong, but there are steps. Just like in Hinduism, the Hinduism has their own paths. They have their own spirits. They have their Ganesha, which protects the road. In certain other paths, you have spirits like Hecate, who protects the roads, who open the roads. Every single pantheon has these primordial spirits. You have Hermes. You have a bunch of different spirits which guard the gates, which guard the roads to these paths. You have a bunch of different Oshuns. You have a Oshun, you have a Lakshmi, you have a bunch of these primordial, you have the Abundanita angel. You have a bunch of different primordial energies that basically govern different things that the creator has set up. But that's not why we're here today. Today, we're here directly to talk about Oshun and reconciling love and working with Oshun to reconcile love. I want to say this, and I want to make this very clear to all of you guys. If you do not know the lessons, the batakis, the stories of Oshun, if you have not studied, if you have not worked under a babalao, if you do not have an elder guidance guiding you, this is what this email, which is going to come up in this video somewhere, somehow, is exactly a representation of what it means to not have the proper guidance. Because this person is emailing me, asking me about working with Oshun to, well, they already did the whatever it is that they did. And I know this because sometimes, listen, a lot of y'all email me. I get a lot of emails, and a lot of y'all, how do I say this? A lot of y'all think y'all slick. A lot of y'all email me and y'all think that, well, if you don't tell me the full story, or you tell me a little bit of this or a little bit of that, that I'm not going to, my intuition is not going to pick up. From the moment you email me, from the moment your energy is trying to mesh with mine, my spirits are already communicating with me. I'm already getting the full story of what exactly it is that you did, where exactly you messed up. I'm already getting the messages from the spirits, okay? Oshun is not an energy that you want to work with to reconcile love. Unless the love was a love that was beneficial, unless it was a love that was healthy, unless it was a love that did something for your soul, unless it was a divine soulmate that actually came into your life and brought nurturing, brought healthy relationships, brought what relationships are, brought comfort, brought love, brought safety, brought, you know, what love is supposed to be. Oshun will not, and I'm saying this on my right hand to God, to God's ear, from my lips, Oshun will not bring you back a love that broke your heart, that broke you, that left you, that stole your money, that left you while you was pregnant, that left you in the courtroom. Oshun will not do that. All of those toxic situations that y'all like to be in, these relationships that y'all do not like to break out of, if you have not learned the lessons of Oshun, who Oshun really is, what Oshun really is, what her mirrors represent, and what Oshun stands for, you're going to be walking down the wrong path. Because Oshun, there's a bunch of different energies that you can work with. There is a bunch of different energies that you can work to dominate a man, to fill his heart. There's a bunch of different spirits that you can work with. Some even say work with Santa Marta. For me, I would recommend not, but that's another video for another day, because Santa Marta is another one who is all about divine energy, who is all about feminine energy and feminine empowerment. These entities will not bring you situations, will not bring relationships back into your life that do not serve you, that is not fulfilling a purpose for you, that is not doing something for you. These energies will not, and especially an energy like Oshun, who is all about pouring into our own self-love, our own cups, who is about filling our own cups. If you learn the patakis of Oshun, there is a certain pataki, which I'm not really going to go into, but there's a certain pataki of Oshun, which speaks about her taking her energy and she just left. Oshun didn't, you know, she didn't scream and vouch from every room to the other Orishas about why she mattered and why her space mattered and why she should be valued in X, Y, and Z, X, Y, and Z, X, Y, and Z. Oshun didn't do that. She took her energy and she got her ass up out of there and she left. That is the energy of Oshun. Oshun takes her water, she takes her sweetness, and she goes in the direction that flows. She goes where she is loved, where she is respected, where her energy is respected, where her sweet waters can touch. That is where you will find Oshun. Oh, can't make this up. Oshun, look, you guys see that? This is the stuff that I can't make up while I recorded this video, just so you guys can see how my spirits communicate with me, so you guys can see I am a Omo Oshun. I am a child of Oshun. In Santaria, in Regla de Ocha, de Ifa, I am a child of Oshun, an Omo Oshun, and the lessons that Oshun comes to teach us is all about radical self-expression and self-love. Oshun not only demands, she requires that we pour into ourselves, that we pour into our own self-love, that we pour into our own cups. So for all of y'all that are under comments, under Oshun videos talking about, I desperately want my man back, I need, Oshun don't do desperate. Okay, so if you haven't realized, Oshun is not a desperate spirit. Oshun doesn't do desperate. She doesn't do lack. She doesn't do need. There are patakis and stories and versions of when Oshun has lost it all, when she has gone through those bouts and those bits of giving too much, of loving too much, of pouring in too much. But for all of y'all that think that you can just pick up a candle and, oh, I want to reconcile because I love him and I want him. Do you really love him? And do you really want him? Or do you want his energy because it allows you to ignore the shadow work that you need to be doing for yourself? What really is it? So for all of y'all that email me, for all of y'all that I see on the YouTube videos, on the Oshun videos, I desperately want my man back. Please help me to bring my man back. And then when the Orishas and the spirits don't help you with that, then all of a sudden it's, well, they didn't work for me, so their power must not be real. Or they didn't X, Y, and Z, so they must not be a force as much as people are proclaiming. No. You just don't know the energies of, you don't know the stories and the energies of the actual energies that you are trying to petition and you are trying to work with. Oshun does not do desperate. She does not do lack. She does not do things that reflect a lack of self-love, which is why you see Oshun with her mirror, which is why you see Mami Wata with the mirror, which is why you see these primordial snake energies, these goddesses, these deities, whatever it is you want to call it, these Orishas, which is why you see them oftentimes with mirrors to represent our own self-love, to represent our own cups, pouring into our own cup, nurturing our own cup, restoring and refilling our own cups, and never needing other people to vouch for us, never needing other people to proclaim and to fill us. So Oshun will never, ever bring you a love. She will never restore a love that was lacked. She would never bring you or restore a love that abused you. She would never bring you or restore a love that wasn't good to you. She would never bring back a person that was not adding anything to your life. And oftentimes when you guys work with these energies and you're not seeing results, it's because half the times the people that you want back in your life, they're not supposed to be in it. That's just a plain way to put it. I am not a santero. I am not an obeah. I am not a practitioner who is going to sit here and tell you what you want to hear. I am not a practitioner that's going to tell you that to be in relationships that are not serving you. That's just not me. And as an Omo Oshun, as a child of Oshun, really a child of Oshun, to the death of me, okay? All the lessons of my life, every single lesson within my life has been about pouring into my cup and loving myself 10 times more than anybody else can come into my life and love me, okay? So I'm just giving you guys a piece of information, a piece of it, and a little bit of who Oshun, her children, what these stories and what Oshun and her mirror really represents, all right? So peace. May you guys love yourself a little bit more today. May you guys pour into yourself a little bit more. And for all of y'all that are in lack, that are in desperate energy, regarding men, regarding people, regarding things coming back into your life, I advise y'all, step your vibration up, because Oshun is not an energy that does lack. She's not an energy that goes down here. She will not come down here to bring you what it is that you want. You have to meet her energy up here, okay? You have to meet the vibrations and match the vibrations of what it is that you want. And Oshun does not promise us restored love. She promises us new love, though. She promises us new love and restored love within ourselves as long as we can pour into our own cups. Learn the lessons of the Orishas, learn these patakis, learn the stories, get you an elder so that y'all don't end up in... Anyway, all right, peace, y'all.